Hi, this is Grandpa from Grandpa's Underworld, and we're going to talk to you about Leonarda Cianciulli, which is probably not pronounced right. She was an Italian woman who murdered 3 women and turned them into soap and cookies. It's quite a little bit of a difference there, but okay. And as a youngster, she tried to kill herself twice. She married a man, but not the one her parents had picked out for her, so she believed that her mother had put a curse on her. 10 years later, she was sentenced for fraud. Sometime after that, her release, her home was destroyed by an earthquake. She was pregnant 17 times. Out of these, 3 were miscarriages. 10 of her children died when they were very young. 4 of them survived, and she became extremely protective of those. Earlier in her life, she had visited a fortune teller who told her that all of her children would die when they were very young. She did eventually see another fortune teller who told her that her right hand she saw prison, and in her right hand she saw the criminal asylum. In 1939, her oldest son, I messed that up, you'll have to just look in the comments, and joined the Italian army for World War II. He was her favorite, and she was scared that he would die. She decided to protect him instead of praying like most people. She decided that to protect him she needed human sacrifices. She decided on 3 middle-aged women who just happened to be her neighbors. As Leonarda also just happened to be a fortune teller herself, these 3 women often visited her. Her first murder was Faustina Setti. She was looking for a new husband. Leonarda told her he was in Pola and asked her not to tell anyone. She asked Setti to write each family member and each of her friends, telling them she was doing great in her new town, but not to mail them until she got to Pola, where that way she'd do it. And then she gave her a nice glass of wine with drugs in it. When Setti was drugged enough, she took an axe and she killed her. She cut her up into 9 pieces, placed them in her sink and bled out. She then threw the body parts into a big pot and cooked them. She added about 7 pounds of caustic acid to the kind you make soap with until all it was dissolved. Then she took it, poured it down the septic tank. She took a look at the blood in the sink. She dried it in the oven, ground it down, and made it into ingredients to make cakes. She served them to everyone who came to visit. Was this one human sacrifice enough to save her son? I guess not, because she killed again. Francesca Sauvé, same scenario, only this one she needed a job. Supposedly there was one for her in Pianti. She wrote the required letters to be mailed when she got there, and she drank the drugged wine. She was killed by an axe and made into a cake. Surely 2 victims were enough, right? No. Here came Virginia Cassiopo. She was a known soprano. Leonarda said she would find a job in Florence. Same thing again, drugged, wine, killed by the axe. But this woman was not only made into cake, but also into soap. Leonarda said of Virginia, her flesh was white and fat. And after the fat melted, I added a lot of cologne. And after I boiled it, I was able to make creamy soap. I gave bars of soaps and cake to everyone that I knew. The tea cakes were so much better. The soap was so very creamy, and the cakes were so much sweeter. Leonardo made a mistake in killing Virginia, though, as she had a sister-in-law, and she said she saw Virginia go into Leonardo's at night and never seen her come out. She reported what she seen to the police. Leonardo claims that she was innocent, of course, while the police thought her son had done the murders. So Leonardo confessed, and she was found guilty and received 30 years in prison and 3 years in a criminal asylum. Leonardo died of a cerebral apoplexy at 79 years old. Her murder weapons were donated to the Criminology Museum in Rome, Italy. Leonardo gave the copper ladle, which she had used in her country, which needed a medal during the war. Well, that's That's a nice lady you really don't want to meet. So that's it for today. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, leave any comments you like, and hit the notification bell when we do this again. That's it for Grandpa's Underworld today, and have a good one.